Greetings and welcome to the demo for Module 8, where we are going to robocall and otherwise spam ourselves. Our motivating question is, why is there so much spam? So much spam email, all these robocalls, what's going on? Well, your phone is a computer. It runs code, and so code can interact with your computer just like code can interact with social media or any of the other things we've interacted with this entire course. So this demo, I've prepared some code that allows you to do that. Now you can't just go ahead and spam everybody. The way the API we're working with works. So this is a company called Twilio that sells its services to professional spammers and other marketers. The way their software works is your free account, which you're getting the free account through me, for this class. The free account, you can only spam yourself, and you can only auto text yourself. You can only robocall yourself. If you want to give them money, then you can go pro and spam everybody. But for this demo, we're just going to play around with some simple code. All right, your boilerplate. I'm not really hiding much. The Twilio is a professional API, which means they do a lot of the work for you. They try to make it just a couple lines of code. So if we run this code and this code and this code, we should be set up to interact with a phone, with SMS through code. How's that going to look like? Well, first we authenticate, the way we've been doing. You run this block, you have gone through all the work of getting your keys, your Twilio authentication, your Twilio credentials or keys onto your Web Science file. Now we can run this and we're in. And with that, it's kind of a one-liner. I'm calling it a one-liner that looks like 5 lines, but really it's just one line because the matching parentheses are up here, yeah. So I just used enter, I made it look like 5 lines to give you more room to breathe, but it's really one line. We're going to send a text message. This here, Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you. That's the first thing that was ever said on a telephone. It's a message of historical significance. When I run this, it's going to send a text message to my personal phone. I've got it right here, and this just came in. From your Twilio trial account. That's because it's free. Then after sent from your Twilio trial account, the message I just sent. And if I want to send something else, let's see. Hey, Fry, what are you up to? Question mark. Run it, and here it came. It just came in. Fry, what are you up to? That's pretty handy. Now, why is this useful? What could you do with it? We mostly use text to interact with other people, but it could be useful to interact with yourself. Imagine sending yourself like a wake-up call or reminders. Having a Python script that runs at a certain time of day to tell you to catch some meetings. So right now we're saying we're connecting to the string of the text some code that says, in this case, this is a library that tells you what the time is. And so the text message we should have just gotten is, the time right now is 4:11. Okay, so that's SMS. It's really like one-liners, pretty straightforward. Robocalls are kind of another level. They're a little more complicated to do. I'm going to walk you through the process. We're going to start off with the sample code provided by this for-profit company, Twilio, to run their own demo. This is basically 2 lines. What we've got here is the URL pointing the script. Rather than typing the script in, we have to kind of point to a script somewhere else on the internet. Then the second line is the actual making the call. And this third line, just like before when we did this, the second line here, that's just an ID of the message. I'm printing it out to kind of show you that if you see that, your call went through successfully. What this is, send digits. So script is pointing to the script. 2 is the phone number that is going to get called. From is going to be the phone number that Twilio assigned you. And then send digits. What's that? That's going to be, these digits are going to get dialed as soon as you pick up the phone. W means wait for half a second. It turns out to be the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb. So we're going to run this, and then let's see what happens. Oh, who could that be? I wonder. So let's see. It's going to start off with digits. Wait. 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 Then there's going to be like a message saying, if you want this message to go away, give us money. It takes
You have a trial account. You can remove this message at any time by upgrading to a full account. Press any key to execute your code.
I'm not sure what the any key is, so I just press 1.
Thanks for trying our documentation. Enjoy.
And so what's going on? Why is it playing that song? I didn't actually pull up the script. Let's pull up that script that that we're pointing to on the internet. It says thanks for. So the first thing that happens after I press any key is it's going to say in the voice of Alice, "Thanks for trying our documentation." Then it's going to play the song of this MP3, the 80s classic. Okay, so that was weird, but it worked. Like, we got it going. We called ourselves. That's something special. Now, let's do like a less lame phone call. Well, it'll still be pretty lame. I think it's hilarious, personally. You can create your own. I'm just going to start off with a weird one. Here's our script. This is code to create your own script. What's going to happen is it's going to say beep in the voice of a man 7 times, like a wake-up call is what I was going for. Then in a British accent, another male voice is going to say, "This is your wake-up call and language lesson." Then in English, a man's going to say "the hat in the head." Then a woman is going to translate that into French. Then a male voice is going to say, "A man a canal, Panama." And then a woman is going to say that in Dutch. Then it's going to play this. Then it's going to play the 80s classic again, twice. So when we run this, nothing really happened. We're going to get this output right here. XML, what's that mean? That's kind of like nested dictionaries. Following the instructions up here, we're going to get this script up on the internet so we can point to it. This is how this is going to work. We ran it, so now I'm going to copy it. Boop. Then I'm going to log into Twilio. Then I'm going to open this link here. And we're going to end up in Twilio. Then I'm going to click this big red button. I'm going to replace everything and paste. Okay, now my script is in here. I'm just going to come up with something. Robocall. All right. It's not deleted. I just want it to be like this. I want this to say XML on the first line. I want to end with response. And this will be a green check mark when it's good. Then we're going to create, and we're going to be given this URL right here. Now, if I try going to this URL, nothing's going to happen. Yeah, it doesn't work. But if I go to that URL kind of through the pipeline, it's going to work fine. So I'm going to take the content you had before and replace it. So script URL is going to be assigned to the URL that was just generated with our own custom script. And then a call is going to be made with the same Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay, so we're going to run it. Now what's going to happen? I'm getting a phone call. It's going to be Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's going to be the robocall voice. I'm going to enter any number. Then my script's going to begin, this complicated script up here. All right, let's go for it. Ah, who could that be?
You have a trial account. You can remove this message at any time by upgrading to a full account. Press any key to execute your code. Beep. Veep, 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 veep. This is your wake-up
That was all
call
the beeps.
and language lesson. A hat on the head.
Le chapeau sur la tête.
A man. A plan. A canal. Panama.
Un man, un plan, un canal, Panama.
It'll just go on for a while. Okay, I mean, I kind of walked you through it. I personally didn't have to write too much code to get this going. You can tweak stuff yourself. So that script we wrote, you know, you can change it. If you want to say different stuff, you know, then say different stuff. If you want different accents, then, you know, get different accents. You can customize this. To learn kind of fully how to do that, you have to explore the documentation. To learn all your options, learn all the voices, you can, there's male, there's female, there's different male, different female. You can go straight full robot voice. All these different accents, all these different languages. It's all text-to-speech. So you type out a message, it'll it'll run like a text-to-speech kind of software that'll translate that into audio. You can find all kinds of digits, digit songs that you want. These same digits right here, if you play these on your phone, it's hard to get phones to do this these days, but you can play songs. There's you can Google it. There's all kinds of songs that can be generated through your phone dials. Look up DTMF songs, and you'll find all the songs you can play. And any .mp3 file you can find on the internet, including a recording of you being personable or whatever, or trying to sell yourself stuff. If you get that on the internet and you get the .mp3, you point the script to it, and you can play any audio file as well. So it's pretty flexible. That didn't take us a lot. It didn't take a lot of work. It was surprisingly flexible. It seems pretty straightforward and easy. You don't even know much code, and now you're a spammer. You can only spam yourself, but the only thing separating you really from being a professional spammer now is a credit card, which is how we get around to our motivating question here, which is why is there so much spam? It's because it's really easy. And spammers, they're using the same code. They're using the same APIs. They're using Python. It's really straightforward. It's easy to automate. But like outside of that kind of cultural relevance, there's just this fun idea where everything we've done to now was interacting with the internet, which is like, sure, it's real, but it's also all an abstraction. Web browser is not the real world, and social media is not like social life. But now with robocalls, with text messages, like you interacted with a real thing. You hit some code and your phone vibrated. Like something happened in the world. And now, that's kind of what robotics is writing code that does stuff in the real world. And we're like, one step towards that. You can actually go another step towards that. There's APIs. The Swiss government runs an API that in Python you can author and attach a photo. Like you can build your own postcard, photo, message, and everything, and automatically send it to people. And this gets us out of the internet. This gets us into the real world, and I think it's a great place to sort of top out our demos. Is interacting beyond just the internet, things in our real lives, literally authored in code. So I hope you got a kick out of that. I hope you had a lot of fun. Thank you very much.